everybody and welcome back. We are here for week 2 of a gardener's journal. These are the challenges that I'm running in my Facebook group, Non-Stop Papercraft, following the release of my new kit for March, which is also called a gardener's journal. Each week there are a set of challenges throughout March and some freebies as well. So these are this week's freebies and they are perfect for the challenge that we are going to be doing. So I'll show you what it is that we're going to be making first of all. So these are plant markers and I thought they would be quite cute to be a plant page marker. So they are an over the page marker that just helps you find your page nice and easily. There are some different ways that you can make these. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways today. So I'll just share the freebies with you first. These can be found either in the Non-Stop Papercrafts Facebook group. I have created an album, so at the top of the Facebook group page where you kind of see all of the different members, there's also different tabs there as well, and there's an albums tab and there's one there called a gardener's journal. So if you go in that, you'll find last week's freebies and this week's, and then obviously any more freebies for this month will also be there. And you will have this week these sets of labels and some different fussy cuts that you can put onto your marker, and then there is a page of the different plant markers as well. And I've done them so they fold over, so they fold straight over the page. I was thinking if you wanted to be able to open them up and maybe journal on the other side, you could use the backing page from last week's freebies if you wanted to. And then I've also got some fussy cuts again of some different creatures down the bottom as well. So as I said, they are in the Facebook group under the album section. If you do not use Facebook, you can also grab these on my Ko-fi page. I do have a Linktree link down in the description box. You'll find all the links there to all of my social media, including my Ko-fi page. And then if you click on shop in my Ko-fi page, then you'll get all of the freebies that I have available. So that's where you can find them. So as I said, I've already done all of my cutting out, and like I said, I made one as an example. So you can see my bee, it may not show up on camera, but I've put glossy accents on his wings just to make them look a little bit more sort of shiny. But I've got a bee on that side, and then on the other side I've got the word nectar, so I use that label there. Because these are quite decorated, I didn't really need to do too much to them. But it's just a fun way to be able to find your page. And as I said, there are a couple of ways to make these. This one I made with a paperclip, and I'll show you how I did that in just a moment. But I was also thinking of other ways that you could do them as well. So I've got a couple ready. So I've got this one with my snail, and again, I'm not sure how well it picks up on the camera, but I have put some, I can't remember what it's called, Spectrum Noir Sparkle. So it's like a brush pen, but it has all sort of glittery, sparkly stuff. That's about as close to glitter as you're going to get from me, because it doesn't actually come off, which I quite like, but it just adds a little bit of a shimmer. I was debating doing glossy accents because the shells tend to be quite shiny, but then I thought it takes quite long to dry the glossy accents, so I went with this as well. Instead. And then on the other side, because obviously it'll be over the page, I've then got the flower and the word grow. So that's how it's going to look. I mean, I know you've got white showing here, but obviously when it's over the page, you won't see that. So I wasn't too worried about that one. This one I've stuck on some radishes and then a couple of gardening tools. And then I've got the word vegetable on the other side. So there's that one. I've got all of my other bits here. And then on this one, I was thinking of having my butterfly on one side, and then my bucket with gardening maybe to the side there. But before I do that, because I was trying to think of, again, different ways that I want to decorate them. So some of them are quite decorated. So this one obviously has that beautiful floral pattern on, so you don't need to do too much to that particular one. This one I quite liked the grunginess, and I think with what you're getting from the elements, it didn't really need anything else either. And this one has a faint kind of script behind it as well, so again, I didn't feel that needed anything. This one does look like torn paper, or it looks quite rough on one side. And I mean, these elements do take up a lot of the space really. So you're only kind of seeing this bit here. So I was trying to think what else I could kind of put in there, and I was thinking I was just going to use one of my fine liners and really just kind of squiggle around it. I'm just going to do a little bit of doodling as a bit of a border. So I'm just going to do, it's not straight, and I know it's not straight, that's fine. But sometimes when I do my wibbly wobbly stitching, I do this. So I just wanted to kind of create the same kind of effect. And it just adds something else to it. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. You can of course do some stamping. I was debating that, but again, I just thought I quite like this look, so this is what I decided to go with. I was trying to keep it simple for this challenge. So there's my two wiggly wobbly lines. And then I have already inked around these, so that's already done, but I think I might get some cheesecloth just to add some texture behind. So I do need to trim some off because that's obviously quite a lot there. Now I don't necessarily need any behind the butterfly, but I do think I want some behind the other pieces on the other side. So I'm just going to ruffle it up a little bit. As I say, my butterfly I think I'll just have as is. And obviously, you could layer it with other bits and pieces, because I have got actually some plain bits of tape as well, or labels. But I mean, the butterfly is so big it does take up most of the space, so it kind of seems a bit silly putting something there. So just going to pop some glue on him, and we can get him stuck down already. Okay, so that's that one. Then I'm just going to pop some glue along here. For that. Now this is going to end up hanging off the bottom because it's just slightly taller, but obviously, I mean, I don't mind that. You may. You could obviously have it poking up, but obviously when this is sitting on here, if you see how tall it is, it will then be poking above your notebook. So it just depends on how much you want things kind of poking out the top of your notebook. I'm actually going to have it a little bit lower and have it sort of more centered. So a bit of the top might be poking out and a bit of the bottom might be poking out. I'm just going to bring that down. So when I fold it over, it's just ever so slightly going to be peeking over the top. Okay, and then we want the word gardening. Now the reason I kind of did the other two off camera is because it was more the kind of putting them together that I wanted to share rather than the decorating. You guys know how to decorate things anyway, you don't need me telling you. Okay, right, while the glue dries on that one, we're going to go through the different ways. So this one, as I said, I used a paper clip, so I'm going to do the same for the next one. So any size paper clip, I'm just using standard paper clip sizes. Which one should we have? Let's have the vegetable one. And then all I did, so I've got some scrap from my other kit from last month, and you do want it slightly shorter, so I'm just going to mark this with a pencil, with my pen. And just try and cut as straight as possible. It's going to be underneath, so you're not really going to see it anyway, so it doesn't particularly matter. and it obviously needs to be slightly thinner than it as well. So again, just going to put a little mark there and cut that bit up. Again, just trying to be as straight as I can. I'm then going to fold in half. And just because bits are rounded here, I'm going to round these corners. Not that I think you're necessarily going to see them very much, but just in case you do. And I'm also going to give that a slight ink. Don't need to do it along the top, but just around the sides and the bottom, just in case you kind of see a little bit. You shouldn't, but just in case. That's that. And then it's the same as doing any old altered paper clip. So once you've got that folded over piece, where it's folded, I'm going to put my paper clip over the top. And it doesn't matter which way round it's going. You're then going to glue this. So just popping glue all over it. And the same on the other side. And then this just gets tucked up inside of here. Now this is probably why you should check first before you start adding glue, because I think that's going to be slightly too tall, but I might get away with it. So you just want to push it down. So obviously the glue sticks to the back and the front. And there you have your page markers. If I take that one off, that one just slips over the top and then you pop it down. Because of where the paper clip is, it obviously won't sit flush to the top. But that's just because of the paper clip, but you can see that you've got something on both sides now of the page. So that's one way of doing them with a paper clip, and I really like those. I'm going to pop this one back on as well. And you can of course use these as side page markers as well if you want to. They don't necessarily always have to sit at the top. I think just because of the orientation of the design, I would possibly have mine always at the top, but you have options. So there's that one, paperclip option. The next option is to use a magnet. So I've got some magnets here. And you do basically the same thing. So I've got my two magnets. Oh, let's just make sure they're the right way. So I'm going to pop a bit of glue here. Pop that one down. And then before I do anything else, I'm going to put some washi tape over that this time. And the only reason I'm using washi tape is because it is nice and thin. Obviously, the more layers you add between the two magnets, the less strength they're going to eventually have to be able to magnetize. So just going to use a bit of washi tape. That will just help one, hold it in place, but obviously help the magnet kind of slide over the page as well. So that's that side, and then I'm going to let it magnetize on there first. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is try and be a bit clever about it. I'm going to put my washi tape down, then the magnet on the washi tape, a blob of glue on the magnet, hope and pray that this works. We're then going to do that. Try and stick it on. Aha, there we go, see? There we go. Now you could of course decorate this even better if you wanted to. Because I'm just using it as a page tab, I'm not fussed that it's white underneath or that you see any of those things, but because of that we now have the magnet that then, oops, might help if I don't move my book around too much, that then holds it over the page. We've then got grow on one side and the snail on the other. Because we haven't got the paperclip in there, it does sit more flush obviously to the top, because it's the magnet that's now holding it together. So that's my second option. So we've got paperclip and we've got magnet. And the other way will cause this to poke up more. But you know, sometimes when we do tuck spots, we just kind of glue part of it. You could just glue part of the top, which is what I'm going to do for this last one. But as I said, it means that this one will be then sticking up further in the book. So I'm just going to go down, not by too much, but just enough to kind of pinch it closed. Just going to add my glue at the top and then pull it down. And I'm just going to hold it there for a second while the glue dries and all oozes out onto my mat. And then that is the third one. Like I said, I've just got to let that glue dry. Probably should have done that one before I did the magnet one. But yeah, hopefully you can see the possibilities with these in the different ways. You may have a completely different way of doing it as well. That's absolutely fine. But I just thought that these were such a cute idea, having them as page markers, considering they're supposed to be plant markers. I thought it'd be a fun sort of a play item. I really love the bee actually, and with the glossy accents on there, I think that looks really, really nice. And like I said, it's nice to have them on the side of the page or the top of the page. But yeah, I think they work really well. So let's give this one a test out now that it's dried a little bit. So yeah, like I said, it will obviously stick up more because you're putting glue along the top. But if you don't mind having tabs, and that's another thing actually, you could use these as tabs, couldn't you? You could have tabs along your journal if you have them sticking out as far as that. So it's entirely up to you, a different way to kind of have a play around. I hope it's given you some ideas and some inspiration. Let's try and flatten that book out a little bit. And I hope that you really enjoy this challenge. I really enjoyed putting these together. I like that they still stick with the gardening theme, but they're still really handy page markers. As I said at the beginning, you can grab these freebies from the Non-Stop Papercrafts Facebook group, or you can get them from my Ko-fi shop. They are obviously still free in my Ko-fi shop. If it asks you to put in an amount, just click 0. And then you can download them for free. I would love to see your page markers as well, so please post them in the Facebook group so we can all see. If you don't use Facebook, then on Instagram, or if you have a YouTube channel and you're sharing on YouTube, if you just tag me, then I would really love to see your takes on these as well, and how you decorate them and how you fit them over your page. So are you going to use a paperclip, a magnet, or just glue them? Or do you have another fancy way of doing it? I'd be really interested to know. So thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up. If you are not already a subscriber, I would love for you to do so. And please click that bell button so you are notified of any new crafty videos. Well, that's all from me. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next crafty video. Bye for now.